Yo, good morning guys. I'm feeling the pack out from yesterday. Stiffened up. I slept in till 8 a.m. It's 9:30 now. After I woke up, I just lounged around and got on social media and tried to reply to a bunch of people that were congratulating me on yesterday's bull. Ended up going to watch the UFC fight, the Conor McGregor and the Habib. I don't even want to try to say his last name because I'd totally botch it, but crazy fight night, right? If you guys are UFC fans, I'm sure you guys watched it. Big brawl afterwards is crazy. The guys at Monarch Mountain Taxidermy who are going to take in the bull and cape him for me. I still do not know if I'm going to mount this bull or not. I definitely have a taxidermy problem. I love my taxidermy. This is a great bull and I'll most likely mount it. We'll have to wait and see. But anyways, those guys aren't quite ready to take him in yet. So when they're ready, in about an hour, I'm going to go over there and take care of this bull. I got my Mountain Ops pre-workout, so I'm going to go work out real quick. But there's all the meat. It's super chilly here and super windy, so I know the meat is chilled. I'm gonna have them process the majority of the meat. I like the way they do the hamburger. It's so easier than my little tiny at-home hamburger machine. I'm gonna probably take the tenderloins and the back straps, cut them up, and vacuum seal those myself. Give you guys one more look. He's so cool. A couple people have reached out to me on Instagram saying they got trail camera pictures of him, which I knew right away where he was. I'm like, somebody has to have this bull on trail camera. Today is basically rest, relax, organize, clean, which I feel like I've had a lot of those days lately, but they are much needed after a day like yesterday.
Guys, it's October 7th. Welcome to Seattle. We are at CenturyLink Field. We're going to a Seahawks game. We're in the Pacific Northwest, so it's raining, just like you would expect. It's been a long time since I've been to a Seahawks game, but I've been a fan for even longer. First game was in 1986. Anyways, we're about to go have some fun. I'll show you around when we get inside.
Well, hello. Welcome back, guys. I have a deer tag in my pocket that starts October 10th. It's actually a really good tag. I drew it this year. I put in for the last 4 or 5 years for it and finally drew it. Now, a lot of you guys are like, 4 or 5 years is nothing. Well, in the great state of Idaho, there's no bonus points, so everyone has an equal shot of drawing a tag every year. And I was the lucky one. And so I have just not had the time, or haven't made time, I should say, to come up here and do a whole lot of scouting. I have a little bit earlier this summer. But I'm committed for the next 5 days to come up here at least once a day in the evening or in the morning and come and try to find a big buck. This is that tag I feel like I can hold out for a little bit and hopefully wait until I find a big mature deer. It starts the 10th and goes till the 31st. Obviously, we'll be doing other hunts in between that, but I'm gonna have at least, I'm thinking like 10 days to commit to coming up here. And everyone told me don't shoot a buck unless it's a no-brainer until the last 3 days. I guess the last 3 days, especially if we get weather, it gets really good. I guess some of the bigger deer get pushed down from the higher peaks into this stuff, and you have a really good chance of shooting a really nice mature deer. But we'll see what we can find. We're gonna go up to this trailhead I know about, and we're gonna cruise the bikes up probably about 2 or 3 miles is all, and to this lookout I found on OnX, and see if there's some deer up in here.
Well, made it to Monarch Mountain Taxidermy. One of my favorite places to come. I always tell you guys I love coming here. Give these guys a little plug, little shout out. If you're ever in Utah at all, or if you just want quality taxidermy, check them out. There's their number and their logo. Let's go in here and see what's up. Let's see what critters they got this time. What the heck? Let me guess. It's so long. I want to say it's like a tar, but it's not a tar. It's different, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like a pig. What is that?
It's a water buck.
A water buck?
African water buck.
Oh, I would have never guessed. Oh, is that it? Cool.
Crazy time of year, man.
I bet.
The best part about it is this right here. See that fly? It's going down.
Where is it? Oh, yeah. Look at all this cool stuff, man. You know, I love taxidermy. I don't think I'm artistic enough to really do it and be as patient as these guys are, but if I had to enter into another profession, it could possibly be taxidermy.
Holy crap. You can make me sick. I can't even believe it.
Look at this thing.
Things happen to good people, that's all.
Look how cool he is.
It's a general.
Yeah. All right, Curtis, talk us through a little bit of this. You start at the mouth, huh?
Yep, so I always start at the mouth and I'll peel back to about right here. And that just makes it easier to peel back here. So I can see what I'm doing around the detail areas.
So on the upper, like, you're just following the gum line, right? Like,
Yep, just cut right underneath that gum line. And you go right through the septum here.
through it. I'm running out of battery, might have to get on my cell phone. Isn't that crazy? How much of that just gets trimmed out, all that nose?
So all be thinned out and turned, and it's pretty crazy how detailed it gets. It all gets shaved off. The main thing is just make sure you leave the taxidermist plenty of inside of that nose so they can.
So it doesn't get too thin?
Yep, so you don't want to cut it straight off right through there, so you can get all that detail on the inside of the nose and on your mount.
All right, so he started on the nose, got that peeled back, and now what? Move him to the back of the head, huh?
Just gonna make a wide cut here on the back of the head.
I've caped a good handful of deer and elk myself. Every time I brought them in, they said I did a good job.
It does a real good
I
job.
still would prefer to let them do it.
Main thing here is you want to have your blade going up underneath and not cut through the hair.
The hair, yeah. I see a
Make
lot.
sure you got an up angle like that. And you're just going to make a wide at the back of the horn. Some people do a T-cut, which is fine. We just personally like a wide.
You think it blends in better?
It's easier to hide these hairs right here versus a cut across, so that's why we like it.
The ears are another thing where I'd always just like get as much of that meat I could, not just trying to be safe.
Yeah, stay right along that skull with your ear. A lot of people cut through this ear butt. Stay right along the skull there. Turn your blade up right underneath those horns. Antlers.
Yeah, they're antlers, okay?
Antlers. Yeah.
I get people online giving me a lot of crap from like going horn hunting or found this horn, and there's a lot of people who like to make sure that you know, that they know that is an antler and not a horn. Kurt was just telling me this is probably the most important part, the eyeballs. This is where a lot of people make mistakes.
So this is where a lot of people mess up, and I'll show you where they mess up.
Let me get over
your
here.
eye. A lot of people end up cutting through the back of the eye here, and I'll show you why here in a second. But it's just real easy. Just take your time. Get around the back of that orbital bone there. And then you want to stick your finger in the eye and make sure you're right around the back of that eye. And you know, if you cut your finger, you're going to cut the back of the eye. But if you go behind your finger, you'll be in good shape. Yep. So just go back down behind that. Keep your finger in there. And why most people will cut the back of the eye if they get to this point right here and they just start skinning. So get your finger through there. And I'm right at the back of the eye there. So what I want to do is make sure I just cut behind my finger. And that will make sure I'm not cutting any part of that eye at all.
More is better.
Yep, and if you got to go down inside of that eye socket, that's totally fine. Okay, and then you'll get to the front of the eye now. Now you can see we've got it totally flipped. Here's the other part. So people will cut right here, cut the front of the eye. So just be really careful. You see your eye there, go right underneath. There's actually a little piece of cartilage there that's going to scare you. You'll think you'll cut the eye, but it's just a piece of cartilage on the front of the eye there. Oh, there's that piece of cartilage I was telling you about. So you may think, oh crap, I just cut a hole. And if you flip this over, it's just way down underneath there, cartilage, so your eye is all intact. We're coming right up to the tear duct now. So I'll just take this blade and work right along that bone. Just kind of scrape it up in there. Most people rush, and that's where they get in trouble. Just take your time, and the better you do this, the better your animal's gonna look. Right here's the back of the lips where we skinned to earlier. So we're about done here. Just got to do the other eyeball.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's one side. It's gonna finish the other side, and after that, that thing will just peel right off like the sauce. Well, welcome back to the house, guys. Finished caping off the head. I took the meat over to a butcher shop. I decided to keep one back strap and the 2 tenderloins. So I'm gonna go ahead and take them inside. Oh, 2 tenderloins and 1 entire back strap right there. Still pretty heavy and still a lot of meat. Here's my station, my kitchen dining table. We have the meat, we have a bag of popcorn for snack food. A couple knives, I'm gonna sharpen this. And my favorite knife to cut meat and clean meat is actually a fishing fillet knife. Hit it a couple times there, then I hit it on the fine side a few times. All right, let's dig in this grab bag. Pull out the 2 tenderloins first. So this dark stuff is actually, these tenderloins were on the top of the bag and the wind dried them out. So it might need to take a little trimming. Not much, to be honest with you. That's what it looks like right when you pull them out. Just like that. So trim them up, clean them up, dice them up, season them up, and I'm gonna cook some tonight. All right, we've got 1 tenderloin cleaned up, trimmed up, cut up, and marinated. Now I have to do this one, which this one's probably even cleaner, so this will be easier. I'll probably cut this in half and actually vacuum seal it in 2 sections. The other tenderloin is in this vacuum sealed bag, so that's half of it. So those are going in the freezer. And then now I'm working on this sucker, this giant back strap. Well, just look at the size of that alone. What I'm gonna do with this back strap is cut them into steaks, use the food saver to vacuum seal them, and give them out to the guys that helped me pack this bull out. Give them some of the best cuts of meat, just to say thank you for all the help. Just look at this, by the way. Look at that. I just took the silver skin off of this one. Did an okay job. I wish I had a longer and a little bit sharper fillet knife, but that's a pretty dang good job. That's the top of this, which is the bottom of that. I'm just cutting steaks, and like I said, I'm just going to be giving a bundle of steaks to everyone who helped me pack it off. But this is done. This was some weird cut that was on the top of the back strap. Almost looks like roast meat, so I trimmed it up the best I could. Elk back strap. Arguably some of the best wild game meat. From what I've heard and the people I've been around and the animals I've had, elk seems to be most people's favorite. People who have had axis deer seem to really love axis deer. This is 1 back strap. This is like all the true back strap. And around the neck, as the higher you get up into the shoulder, you get some of this, you know, some of these weird layers like this. And we took the back strap all the way into the neck meat basically, but this peels away off the back strap and you're left with some of this scrap stuff. It's really you know, textury and stringy. I don't know what most people do with it. I'm gonna save it for the grinder. This will just become burger. Take all this and use this vacuum sealer to vacuum seal it up. I just want to say, anybody who's a full-time butcher, you guys have a tough job. It's not easy work. I'm sure once you get better at it and have better equipment and knives, you could probably do it a lot faster than I did, but I think that's a lot of work. So props to any of you guys who do butchering full time. I did finish my back strap. I want to show you guys the final results. So what we have here is, this is kind of some of that neck meat. It's kind of scraps. I could either use it for like jerky, burger, thin sliced. You know, if I want to cut it up to really small pieces and maybe do like street tacos, I thought that'd be a good idea, but I have it all in one package. And then I have 10 packages of back strap. I tried to evenly package them all together, and I'm going to give a package of backstrap to each and every one of the people who came and helped me pack out my bull. I know they're going to appreciate this stuff. I couldn't be more happy to share this with them because I'm so thankful that they came to help me that day. I'm calling it a night. It's 10:36 p.m. Just want to say thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed everything that we shared with you guys. Everything from my videos, Casey's videos, and BMAX videos. Keep in mind, we're doing daily videos through this entire fall. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. Make sure you come back for tomorrow's video, and I'll see you guys in the morning.
2 point. First deer we've seen tonight. That's good. This is cool country. This is what we've been looking for. I thought I was in the right spot, but I wasn't. We came about another quarter mile, and then we saw this. We're like, oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Saw bull moose, jumped a doe right here. Things are looking up, guys. Things are looking up. Well, we're gonna call that a night. I didn't bring a headlamp to ride my bike out here, so I can get going before it gets dark, but this is good. It's awesome new country that I really, really like. And over the next 4 or 5 days, I'm just gonna come up here, do mornings and nights, and see. Probably be looking at some other areas too, but it's a good area. I think it's just far enough back in here that you're not going to get a lot of pressure, because even though it's a draw tag, there's 100 tags or something like that in here, so it's not a huge unit, but I think this is a great area because we're just far enough off the roads that I don't think a lot of guys will be coming back in here, or the majority of them won't anyways.